Yo, what's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. What is going on with this right here? Here I am. There we go. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to MTG Live. This is your boy Q, and I'm saying good morning to you. Y'all come on in here. I know it's Saturday morning and all that good stuff. Y'all come on in here real quick. I'm getting everything together here. I'm hoping that you guys are having a great day. Today it is June 14th, 2025. And let's see. I got a good show for you. Now I don't know what the crew at. They know they're supposed to be on here. I don't know where they at, but we're gonna roll on with the punches. Roll on with the punches this morning. So real quick, everybody, happy Saturday. Y'all do know it is Saturday morning and all that good stuff. And I'm so definitely glad to see y'all on this morning. So definitely hope you come on in here and enjoy the show with us on today. I am sharing this broadcast with all the people that I like and know. That's what I'm doing right now. So if you guys already know, that's what we do. Make sure you share this broadcast as well. Let me see here. I didn't know I was getting stuck a little bit. So now that I'm seeing this, I'm getting stuck just a little bit. We're going to definitely make sure we get all that under control. Let's see here. Real quick, happy Father's Day weekend. It is Father's Day. It's Father's Day. It is Father's Day weekend. We know what happens during Father's Day weekend. Some people say Father's Day weekend is one of the most overlooked days of the season of the year. I do believe I saw something somewhere when it relates to Father's Day. They were saying that Father's Day is was like number 20 on the totem pole as it relates to holidays. And I wanted to know if that was true. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to know if that was true. I'm trying to get this fixed on my end here. I'm not really sure what the deal is and what's going on here when it comes to my feed. But happy Father's Day anyway. Let's see here. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, YouTube, and all that good stuff. Let me see. Let me see if this is the crew. I got a cool little show for you on tonight. On today. And we're gonna keep it pushing, but let me see what they're saying real quick. Let's see what they're saying. All right. Mo, I don't see you, Mo. I don't see you backstage, Mo. Excuse me. Excuse me. Mo, I don't see you. Okay, Mo. Did I send y'all the wrong link? Oh, I sent them the wrong link. That's just brilliant. That's just brilliant. I am so brilliant. That is just so brilliant, Mo. My bad. I sent you the wrong link. Hold your hope, Mo. I got you. I got you. So everybody, like I said to you, thank you so much for joining in on today here. I sent the crew the wrong darn link. Make sure you check us out on tomorrow night. I do know that it is Father's Day, but check us out on tomorrow night for Devil and His Advocate. Hold on, Mo. I got you. I got you, Mo. My bad. I'm sorry. Because I sent y'all the right link. Try that one, Mo. Try that one. All right, let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. So, in the process of all of this Good Father's Day, I wonder why, a lot of people, really don't look at Father's Day as it should. Good morning. Good morning, bro. Hey, how you doing? I'm sorry, Mo. My bad. I'm coming. Damon, thank you so much. Let's see. People don't care nothing about Father. They don't. They don't. Good morning, Mo. Good morning. Good morning. It's so good to see your pretty face on this morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Uh-uh. What is wrong with you?
Allergies.
Well, Mo, you do live out there in the woods, though. You do live out there in the woods. Mo, it's Father's Day weekend. Isn't it Father's Day weekend? Isn't it a great weekend?
As a daddy's girl, I love Father's Day weekend.
Mo, I barely can hear you. I know your voice is a little light. Just turn your volume up a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Hmm.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. As a daddy's girl, I love Father's Day weekend. It's just bittersweet. You know, my daddy's been gone 11 years and 3 months and 21 days, but who's counting?
Okay, Mo, go back out and come back in because like you sound like that's how you sound. There you go. Okay, she's gonna go back and come back in. I'm trying to figure out what the Sam devil did I do. I'm trying to figure that out. What did I do? I did something for this not to pop up on my feed because it is saying that it's private and I don't want it to be private. I want it to be public. I want everybody to see and hear and all that good stuff. Okay, Mo, say something.
Can you hear me now?
Oh my God, that's so much better.
Oh. Yeah, so, yeah, daddy, Father's Day is bittersweet. As a daddy's girl, you know.
Mo, why people don't like Father's Day?
I guess because they don't like their fathers, because their mothers probably poisoned them against their fathers for not being there. And the fathers, it's not that they didn't want to be there, they just didn't want to be. It's not that they didn't want to be with the child, they just didn't want to be with the mama. And so they switched it around and make it seem like the fathers didn't want to be with the children. The fathers wanted to be with the children. The fathers just didn't want to have to hear that. Nah, 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 nah.
Mm.
Mm, yeah,
But
so
Mo, but what about the fathers, Mo? That's already, I mean, that's been there all the child's life, you know, and they're there and that they are, you know, that they've been there and they in the household, Mo, and they do, you know, they go and they work hard every day for their children and stuff like that, you know, and they still get a tie and some socks for Father's Day.
well, that's because you really don't know what to get the father who has everything. Because fathers are breadwinners, and then is when you do buy them something, they're like, oh no, 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 I didn't need that. And then to be fair, so we'll do all this stuff for Father's Day, right? And we'll spend all this money as children on Father's Day, and then 2 weeks later we'll be like, Daddy, can you cash out me? He done bought his own gift for me. But we like ties and socks and mugs and caps for our daddies, but we just like our daddies.
Mm.
We love them. Now, getting on to those mothers who talk about Happy Father's Day to them, no, 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 no. You had Mother's Day, it came first, but you ain't gonna be, who talk about I'm a mother and a father. No, 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 you're not, because peace standing up. But what my thing is let that man have his day. You can't be both. And then
You
remember,
know,
don't blame him. I mean, you the one that slept with him over and over and over and over and over and over again. You gotta take some responsibility in that. Don't hate that man for Father's Day. Don't say you're a mother and a father. You should have chosen better. Choose better. Do
you know,
better.
Mo, I agree with you 150%, Mo. You know, I don't understand why it is that, some women they say, hey, you know what? It's my day, it's our day. I've been his mama or her mama and her daddy, his mama and his daddy. No, you've been a good mom.
Mm-hmm.
You've been a good mom. And listen, if y'all are getting any kind of support from the fathers, listen, I'm talking about maybe a little bit of child support every now and then. He may come see him on a frequent basis. Sometimes he may come every now and then. You picked him. You picked him. Number one, you picked him. And then number two, you are not a single mother. You are a mother that's single. There you go. And so no, it doesn't mean that the man didn't, if he didn't do you right in relationship, that don't mean he might be a halfway decent father or whatever. Now, if you just got to picture yourself a deadbeat or whatever the case is, if you picture yourself one, it's still not Happy Father's Day to you. It's just that you're still a mother that's single. You're a single mama that's single, in that particular position if you don't get any insistence from the daddy. But no, that's not your day. I want you to just, calm down, take a chill pill. And it's okay if you don't agree with what we're saying, but it's true.
But you said it's okay. But what bothers me time and time again is when some women will say, well, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. Well, have you told him what to do? And are Are you being responsible enough? You know, are you being responsible enough? But moreover, you understood what was going to happen when you got pregnant at 15, 16, 17, 18, 25, 30. You understood that most of it was going to. Is it fair? No. But you understood that. And I think as women, we have a tendency not to communicate properly to what we need. You know, if the child is getting free lunch or not getting free lunch, they have a lunch bill. Tell the father or the sperm donor, whatever you call them, give them the link for the lunch bill. Let them pay that. Let them pay things online. You know, tell them the shoe size is this. Go and buy the Nikes from Amazon. You a lot of times women were like, no, no, I can buy it. Just give me the money. No. If you give the man options, oh, here is um, here's the house note or the rent. Here's the link to that. Could you pay $150 a month on that? I mean, they don't give them options. It's just like they want it because a lot of women, and not most of them, but a lot of them are getting advice from other single parents, other single women, and you're setting yourself up. You're setting yourself up. That's why I always tell my male friends whose girlfriends suddenly become pregnant. I always tell them to go to the child support office and file yourself.
Mo, I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you 200%, Mo, because you know what happens is a lot of times, Mo, you sit back and some of these ladies they wonder why. Number one, you don't have no man. You know that you wonder why you don't have no man. Because you got a takeover spirit. You always want to take over something, and then you want to take over the parental things for the children, and then you treat the daddy like dirt. You know, and he don't come around. And then the next 5-10 minutes later, after you give him that sorry Father's Day card, a pair of socks and a tie to go with it to match it, uh you got $30, for him because he need his football cleats next week. Well, didn't he give you money week before last to get them cleats and you wouldn't got your nails done with it? Or you put that other money on the half of your other rent, I mean on your rent that you was behind on 30 days ago and you still $30 short to cover the fee? And then you make him, then you say, okay, well, now, well, his baby need to have somewhere to stay too, but that money is not for your rent. That money is for the child's well-being. You supposed to be at work. I'm just saying, you won't be, what was it, all the ladies who's independent, throw your hands up at me. Y'all supposed to be independent women, and so y'all be relying on these people's child support to take care of your children, yeah, and where you sleep and where your man sleep when he come over, because you got a man. Mo, isn't it amazing how all the single mothers always got a man. They always got a man, Mo. Somewhere they got a man stashed some darn well, or laying up in the bed that your ex is paying for the child support.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
You know how they Mo, that is the
Well,
weirdest thing to me, Mo. I don't get it.
no. Let's just say those aren't the norms. Those aren't the norms in
Mm,
the Like I said, majority of the single mothers or the mothers who are single out there are doing right by their children. They just need additional help. They just need to know how to ask for it and ask for it properly. If the child does need cleats, then I'm sure there's a link to the baseball to the football AAU where you can send that money. You know, and then
right,
give them a schedule to the games. Don't say, oh, yeah, he playing over here. Give him a schedule to the games. Communicate effectively. Text messaging is wonderful. If you need money for Christmas, see, this is something that I don't understand. Christmas is December 25th every year. It
right,
falls on the same day every year. This is June. June 15th will be tomorrow. What I want you to do is this is 6 months. You got 6 more months. Don't tell me that don't tell me, don't try me and tell me that Christmas just snuck up on me. Start now. Ladies, start now saying, you know what? These tariffs are in place. Stuff is just really high. Could you get him this book, that book, this game, this switch? Can you start now? Can you go
Right.
to Levine's here in Dallas and put this in layaway? I got some Pumas here. I got this. Can you just put in layaway? It's 25% down. He's in a medium now. By Christmas, he'll probably be in a large. Can you do that? Can you do the fleece jackets? Can you get a monogram? Can you do that? Can you just? But you know they don't ask. They try to tell.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Mo, Miss Montgomery says she can't hear you. Now I hear you a little bit, but I can make it out with what you're saying. But Miss Montgomery says she can't hear you and she said good morning to us. What you on your phone, Mo?
I'm on my phone, Miss Montgomery. Can you hear me now? Hold on. I'm okay. I'm gonna go back out. I'm gonna connect it to my what you call it?
Just go on and connect it, Mo. We I got you.
Okay.
Just go ahead. I got you. Mo is absolutely right. Mo is absolutely right. I don't understand how y'all be wanting to be, you want, these children, to be sitting up here respecting you and all this kind of stuff, and use their daddies up. I'm just saying, happy Father's Day. I'm just saying, you want to use their daddies up. You want to do everything in your power to make sure that he's suffering right along with you because he don't want to be with you. And you take his money and you go over there instead of you buying that child a shirt and a pair of pants, you gone over there and you go out of town to see your new boo, or you laying up in there, what I'm saying, with your new boo or whatever. And when he give you that child support money, you turn around and you pay your late fees on your rent. That is not what child support is for. I don't care what you say. Hey, I mean, that's just me. Now, if he say, you know, I'm gonna give you something extra for your rent, fine. But now look, now I'm just gonna say this, and I know, and I'm a little upset because I don't understand why this is not doing like it's supposed to do, like it normally does. When we're working on the show, whatever, it shows that I am live on my feed or whatever, but it's private and it's not allowing uh, us to share on my show, and I mean share on my feed. That's just really getting on my nerve, but that's all right. I'm a bootleg it. But the thing is that you pick the person that you have your baby with. You pick them and all that kind of stuff, and then all of a sudden, when you pick who your baby daddy is and stuff like that, y'all break up and stuff, and you go off on your own or whatever you do. You get you a nice apartment or whatever, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, whatever. Now, if you use that money, hold on, y'all, put Mo back in. Mo, say something.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Miss Montgomery, can you hear Mo? Say it again, Mo.
Okay, ask Miss Montgomery if she can hear me now.
Okay, Miss Montgomery, can y'all hear Mo? Okay, Miss Montgomery said I'm different. I grew up as a daddy's girl, so I'm an advocate of fathers, real fathers, that is.
Yeah, me too.
I'm an advocate for all fathers. Let me tell you why. Number one, I'm a man. Number one, and then number two, sometimes you sound like you're far away. That's exactly how it sounds like you're far away.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How so,
Um,
Doc?
hmm. You know what you probably have to do, Mo?
What?
You got the iPhone, don't you?
Yep.
Go ahead, go out, reset your phone, and then get back in.
Okay.
Because you got that iPhone. Y'all know that y'all in them darn iPhones. I don't know why y'all be thinking them darn iPhones is good products. I'm so sorry. Y'all know them darn iPhones, it's garbage. I'm gonna say it. It's garbage. Garbage is what it is. It's garbage. Come on now. Y'all already know that. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Yeah, I'm sharing this to my profile because I don't understand what's going on, and it's getting on my nerve, because it's not doing what I needed to do, and it's not even finding me. But okay, whatever. We're just gonna keep it pushing. So yeah, y'all know that y'all be running around here and you be, you act like You get your little 2 bedroom, 2 bath apartment, and while you're doing all of that or whatever, it's fine that you use the child support to buy your baby's bed. It's okay that you use your child support to do anything for that child or whatever. It's good that you do that, and it's a wonderful thing that you do that. However, however, don't be using your money to pay your rent when you're supposed to be at work in the first place. Child support is not supposed to cover when you get laid off of your job. I mean, I just don't get it. Ms. Montgomery said, I disagree with the child support comment. The money is used to be anything that benefits the child. No, Ms. Montgomery, absolutely benefits the child, not the parent, the child. Just because if it was a situation, Miss Montgomery, let's just say, for example, he came and got his child 50% of the time. You gonna pay 50% of his rent? Or you gonna pay 50% of his rent? I'm just trying y'all help me understand that. And this go for the ladies too. If you're paying child support to the fella or whatever the case it is, and you get over there, and he hit a hard time or whatever the case it is, or you gonna be sitting up there paying 50% of his rent. Okay, Mo, say something.
Okay, you can hear
Oh
me.
my God, Mo, there you are.
No, you know what? Remind me. It was going through my glasses. I know. I know. It was going through my glasses.
We love you anyway, Mo. We sure do.
Well, I'm just saying the producer was watching Marvel, so he didn't tell me.
Happy Father's Day, Rod. Happy
Absolutely.
Happy
You should
Father's
see the
Day.
stuff we got him. Yeah, we got him a tie. We got him some socks, and we got him some underwear. But we got him this thing where he can put all his fishing gear in, and then of course, he got more bullets. He gets excited when you buy him bullets.
Him and Reggie both.
I know. I know. I know.
Him
It's
and
kind of
Reggie both. They
scary.
they they get excited when they worse than that. Them country white boys out there that get their little rifles and go out there and do test shots on trees.
And that's what they like to do. That's what they like to do. A good old country black man and a good old country white man ain't no difference. They just love their families, they love fishing, and they love shooting deer.
Mm-hmm. Most of what I was saying was, don't be, I was saying to the people, that don't be acting like that. I agree, with, a woman, like for example, she got a little 2 bedroom apartment, 2 bath, and let's say she fell on hard times. Now I believe that the child support should go towards the child. For example, buy the child a bed. That's what child support is for. You get the child a bed. Get the child some food, and that's if you get your food stamps or whatever. But get the child some food, whatever. But it's not for you to pay your late fees on your rent.
Well, it needs to be late fees to pay the rent because just in case become homeless, you don't want that. But it's the way that you ask for it. It's the way that you ask for it. And listen to me, when I say ask, I don't say tell them. I say, this is what's going on. I like to you. I don't want to put you on child support, right? I don't want to put you on child support. But can you just pay these things? And then if you pay them online, not directly to me, then online or whatever, then you have proof that you've been paying for this child and you can submit that documentation later if and when she takes you to court. But like I tell everybody, I'll tell all my male friends, please file on yourself.
There you go. File on yourself. Because if you file on yourself, Mo, it'll be lighter and easier for you. And you can
Cheaper,
dictate. You can
cheaper,
dictate when you see your children. You
cheaper.
could
Yeah.
and Mo. Okay, now you put it like that. I may agree with that for a little bit, just a smidget, only because Mo, I see some of these ladies they go out here, Mo, and they get them a job and they feel like because the child support coming in that they can just do whatever they want to do, and I agree with that only by a little bit because if you treat them like garbage, right? If you treat the man like garbage, and if you get put out your house and if he paying his child support, then send the child with him. That's your problem. That's the child's problem. If Miss Montgomery, she say, that's not fair, Q. During my child's 18 years of parenting, me and my child's father had gained jobs, lost jobs, but we came together to make sure that my child was taken care of. But see, that's different, Miss Montgomery. I'm not talking about if you and the child's father have a good co-parenting relationship. That's different. I'm talking about these some of these sorry tale women. As Umo, I almost cussed, but I didn't. I caught it. I'm talking about these sorry tale women that be out here, that's not doing nothing with themselves, but they expect the father to continue to put money in your pocket to subsidize your needs. Your child support is not to get your nails done. It is not to get your hair done. It's not, it's for the child. If the child got to go to the doctor, pay the copay with the child support. You do everything you need to do for the child. And if you get put out your house and you treat that man like he ain't nothing, don't be running talking about we don't have nowhere to stay. No, my child has somewhere to stay because my child can live with me. Now you may not have nowhere to stay. You can go to your mama house, your daddy house, or whoever house that you was at last week while you was at the club and I was babysitting my child. You can do what you want to do with what you do. But no, you're not fit to sit up here and use the child support money just to take care of your rent because you too lazy to go to work. That's unfair.
Well, but my thing is too, child support is, I think, the bare minimum. I think the bare minimum. You should be in communication to say, hey, the child needs that, child needs that. But my main understanding or my main concern is that the child support that should be going in a 529 college plan. I don't understand.
Now
But some of
that
these
right there,
women
you're
do
right.
not want, yeah, some of these women do not want to give the men the social security numbers for the children. That's the only way you can set up that bank account or that, college plan. You need the social security number. But I've had some women who tell me that their baby daddies or the fathers of their children wanted the social security number so they could put an insurance policy on them, the
You
children.
know, and you know what, Mo, and I'm gonna say this, y'all. Now, I don't know if y'all gonna care about me saying this or not, but more, I'm gonna say this now, fellas. Listen, if your name is on that child birth certificate, and see, that's another reason why you need to be on your stuff when your children come into this world, fellas. If your name is on that child birth certificate, you can take your butt right on down there to the Social Security office and get that child social. You do not need the mama's permission because you are halfway that belongs to that child. You gave your
Mhm.
23 chromosomes, she gave her 23 chromosomes. Everybody got the same amount of chromosomes if you walk around here with eyes, nose, lips, and teeth. And so you can go on down there and you can go on to the Social Security office. I hope you don't have no warrants for your arrest, but if you go on down there to the Social Security office, you don't need the mama's permission, to go down there and get your child social. You don't. You don't have to do all that. Fellas, stop being scary of these women. When they seem like they have the upper hand on you about your child and you're doing the right thing for your children, don't be afraid. Stand up for your child because in the long run, it take a village to raise one. And you can't be sitting up here, trying to fight with her because because y'all not together no more. No, just go do what's best for you and your children.
Yeah. Because I had a client who set up the 529, had been paying for 6 years in it, then got slapped with child support. And the mother said that he hadn't done anything for her. He said, well, whenever I try to contact you, it's always a fight and da 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 da. And I try to send money, but you don't want me to cash app. You want the cash. And then the judge said, well, have you done anything? And he just showed the 529, how much money he's been putting in the college fund.
Mm-hmm.
And the judge was like, oh, so you are trying. And then, you need the social security number so the man can put the child on his insurance for his job. But once again, sometimes these women, just sometimes, but they can't say that happy Father's Day to them if they're not communicating, if they're not trying. And please, if the man has gone a separate way and you've gone a separate way, then let's just co-parent and be there for the child. Let's not try to get back into each other's good graces. It's just not going to happen. Just move on, move forward. I don't understand.
Agree, Mo. 100% agree. Now, Miss Montgomery, you really commented. I thank you so much for your comments. She said that people just need to be careful who they procreate with because if you got a con scheme and sneak for the SS number, the social security number of a child that you have create, that's a problem. Well, Miss Montgomery, that's not a scheme. A father has just as much rights as a mother do, and that's not a scheme. If your child if fellas, if your name's on that birth certificate, if your name is anywhere on the school documents to pick that child up, anything like that, you can go and you can do what you need to do for your child. That ain't no scheme because the mama's gonna do it. The mama's gonna go down there and get on the WIC. They're gonna get their food stamps. They're gonna do all of that or whatever. Those same options are available to the father if he has primary custody or whatever of the child. It would be the same thing if the child was living with the dad. And so happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day.
So you said all that to say Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. Happy
Child,
Father's Day.
please. Child, please.
Okay, so Mo, I had a couple of things queued up, but I had a letter, but I'm gonna paraphrase the letter today, Mo. I don't want to read the whole letter, but we're gonna
Good.
paraphrase the letter. Okay. So here's the
Okay.
situation, Mo. I was gonna call the letter is this too close for comfort? Okay. Situation is we have a young man named Elgin. Elgin wrote us from Dallas, Texas. So Elgin is right here in the Dallas, Texas area. Elgin has a lady friend. I'm sorry, has a wife by the name of Lydia. Okay. Lydia unfortunately passed away. Okay. So sorry to hear that, Elgin. Prayers and blessings to you. She passed away or whatever. They had no children, okay? But what happened was is that Elgin got with her, got with his former wife's um half sister, okay? Not the sister. That's when they say half sisters, I'm only thinking maybe different daddies. So got with his wife's half sister. Okay. The family is having a whole heart attack conniption in the fit because they fell in love, had with the half sister, fell in love with her, and they are moving on with their lives. And so recently at a family reunion, Elgin decided to take his new wife to the family reunion, and he was immediately shunned by the family because they felt like that was way too close and that was part incest in a sense. So according to him, he's asking us for help to see if there's any way that possibly that this family may accept him. Now again, his wife died. It wasn't that he was cheating with the sister. His wife died, but the sister and him got together. It is not Lydia's family. It is Lydia's, I'm assuming, her dad's family or her sister's dad's family is how she's connected to him. They got different daddies. And so she got with the sister. I mean, he got with the sister, took on over to the family reunion, and the family is acting a fool with it. And is that too close, Mo?
Only time will tell because biblically he could always say that. He could throw a scripture at him and say that's what usually happens when the wife dies, the husband, the surviving spouse will marry the sister. But only time will tell. Bless his heart. I mean, there's nothing he can do. Stop going to family functions.
Yeah. I know a similar situation. Actually, someone in my family kind of did the same thing or whatever, and they got with the young man got with one of the sisters or whatever, different mama, same daddy. And what happens is that it was a whole conniption about the situation because what happens is that again, even though you are sisters, you have two different family lines, and if you don't fit in that family line or whatever, just because they're your sibling, they are not his people. He didn't marry the sister's people. He married you and your people, and so I know That's kind of crazy. Anthony, good morning. Thank you so much for hitting us up from DC. How's the weather out there? He said, this is common. She comforted him. They fell in love. F the family.
Yes. Tell Anthony that's what I meant. But I only time will tell. Leave that alone. Let it go. Be like
You know,
Frozen. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Yeah.
it's weird though. I can do it personally. That's just stupid. I can't do that. I'm not saying there's nothing's wrong with it. Okay, you do what you're gonna do. That's fine. However, whatever floats your boat might sink somebody else's.
Yes.
But I don't think that I could do that. But you can't help who fall in love. And to your point, Mo, you are absolutely correct. If you go by the Bible, let's talk about David. Wait a minute. Was it David or no? That wasn't David. Let me come back. Let me go back. Hold on. That wasn't David. Which one of them Bible characters in the Old Testament, Anthony? Because you on here, and I should know this, and it might come to me in a minute. But which one of them? Wait a minute. Hold on. Was that? Wait a minute. Let me think. It was one of them. That
You
uh,
ain't gonna be a preacher and not know this.
Rachel and Leah. Who was that? Wasn't that Isaiah? Or was that Jacob? It was one of them. and and what happens is that he went and he worked, and then the dad said you can have Leah, but you can't have Rachel. So he gave the daddy more years of working for him just so he can get Rachel. And they were sisters. They were whole sisters. And so what I'm saying is that you really can't control how people fall in love and all this kind of stuff, but it ain't none of my business how you do it. You know,
Thank you.
Anthony,
Thank you for that.
Anthony say I gotta see Old Testament.
Who not a C? Anthony, because you just said because he don't matter. Is that what you saying? Because it's the Old Testament, and then then Christ came, and then you just focused on the New Testament.
There you
Okay, I
go.
got you. I got you.
Anthony
I
say the
got
New
you.
Testament is what I focus on for my life. I'm with you on that, brother. I'm with
Okay,
you on that.
that's it. Cause that's why when he rose, that's right. I go straight to the New Testament. That's why when people talking about man should label land as Leviticus, I was like, well then that mean I can't eat this shrimp gumbo, but I'm getting ready to do that.
Absolutely, and gonna enjoy the gumbo while you eating
Yes,
it as well. Absolutely.
and the
Okay, Mo.
crawfish, and
Oh,
the lobster bisque. I'm
now
just
Mo.
telling you.
Now we wasn't. I wasn't going to bring this up too much or whatever. Hold on. What is that? Oh, Mo, I got a question. Darn it. Okay, so I wrote this down. I wrote this down. Now, y'all that's watching, y'all help me answer this question because I know Mo gonna look at me crazy. But
Always.
somebody told me to ask this question, and I'm gonna ask it on tomorrow night with Devil and His Advocate, 6:30 p.m. Make sure you watch because I'm gonna ask Big E or Ernie or Uncle E, whatever he gonna call himself tomorrow. I'm gonna ask this question too. But Mo, somebody sent this question to me and I wrote it down. That's how interested I wanted to. But Mo, check this out. It says, I know we was talking about the Father's Day, but let's do it anyway. Let's take it here. It says, Mo, if a man, okay, you and a man get together and you get pregnant, okay, all right, y'all have a conversation and decide that you two would terminate the pregnancy. He gives you the money to terminate the pregnancy and you spend it on something else. Should he be responsible at all for the baby if y'all agreed to terminate the pregnancy and he gave you the money?
Uh, he should sign something to that effect. There should be some paperwork there, because I wouldn't trust somebody like that.
Oh
Because
my God.
that's
Oh,
what's
keep
going
going, Mo.
on.
Mm,
Yeah, that's what's
mm.
going on now with who's the guy? Anthony Edwards, the basketball player from Timberwolves.
Yep.
Yeah. He gave her $100,000 and then she thought she was gonna give him more money, so he paid her up front for 18 years. And that's it.
I agree with you, Mo, wholeheartedly, 100%. You need an agreement or something in writing or whatever. Anthony said, yes, he should, but I'm going to need my money back. I agree
I
with that
agree.
too.
Because
Agree with that too.
it was a contractual agreement, even though it was verbal. And so she went back on it.
Agreed. And then you want to turn around and you want to call him a deadbeat because he don't want to do nothing with you. Just like with Anthony Edwards, he told the girl, "Hey, look, no, let's not do this." He gave her money. She didn't do it. She said, "Okay, I'm gonna put you on child support." He said, "Okay." Asked the judge, "Okay, how much is my balance?" The
Right.
judge gave him the balance. He paid it up front, and he said, "I'll
Yep.
see you in 18 years."
Right. Right.
You can't get mad at that.
You can't. You
Can't.
can't. But that's how these women are, man. Especially those. Because the NFL, their contracts aren't as good, I mean, as lucrative, just because their bargaining agreements were piss poor. But NBA players have better agreements because they get paid even when they're not in the on the court and they're off the court and they're retired. They still get paid. Football players, not so much.
Absolutely, Bo.
So that's why you see all the Kardashians and all of them, like him talking about hello, 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 because. Did you heard what she said about Pete Davidson? She said Pete Davidson wasn't well endowed. And everybody came back and said, well, nobody can be well endowed in their cave. Ooh.
As they say, two folks made that baby. He should have had a vasectomy if he going around here raw dogging.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. That's
I
one
have to.
perspective. But
y- y-
I go with the agreement. It was a verbal agreement. And
Anthony, I'm gonna say this, and I don't agree with the fact, of these abortion law and the abortion laws and the overturn of Roe versus Wade in a lot of states in this country. I don't believe that a man or any lawmaker should have the right to tell a woman what to do with her body. I think that that is completely asinine, and I think that it is horrible, that that is even a conversation in today's time. But what happens is, you're right. You go half on a baby, and when you go half on the baby, you agree that this is not what both of y'all want or whatever. And when y'all agree to it, or she say, you know, this is my body, I'm not doing it. And he told you already that he didn't want the baby, then why would you sit up and have the baby if it's not y'all got together in a mutual way? Why can't you just do the right thing and say, okay, you know what, let's agree to have the baby, or no, let's not do that, because I'm not ready to be a father, I'm not ready to do that. And if he is not a good dad, then you can't be mad at that. You can't be. Okay, Miss Montgomery said, I agree, Anthony, advocate of vasectomies. Now, if you running around here and you got kids everywhere, I mean, you might need to think about that. And Mo, what I read maybe a couple of weeks ago are that a lot of millennials, black millennial men, are having vasectomies because they don't want kids. They don't want no children, and that's a responsible decision on a man's behalf, because a woman, shouldn't have to get her tubes tied if she don't want to. I mean, it's just the same thing with the guys. If we don't want to get vasectomy, we don't have to. You shouldn't make us do it. you know but it's going somewhere along the line. Well, you already know, if they went after women, they coming after the fellas some kind of way, especially
right,
us that are minority.
right.
They always trying to kill us off with prescriptions, and all kind of stuff. I'm sorry, unalive us with prescriptions and stuff like that. Miss Montgomery, she says, ignorant and foolish to try and force a man into fatherhood. I'm
Yeah,
just
to try to
saying.
trap them, because you want a child. A lot of women do that. They want a child, they want a child because they want to feel loved, and yet they don't understand that the child is going to need the love and that they don't have it to give. And the reason they don't have it to give is because they don't know what love is. So it's a vicious circle. And then you end up having grandmothers raising the children, and like the boy in, I can't remember this town. Ended up killing his grandmother, bludgeoning her to death, or unaliving. I'm sorry. It's
Absolutely,
ridiculous. Because
absolutely.
you got these people who are mating with other people, and I don't mean, and I mean that mating. They are doing that. And then you got demonic spirits. Even in the New Testament it talks about that. You just got demonic spirits. Y'all laying down with demons. And y'all trying to figure out why the children are demons. I'm serious. If a man has 6 or 7 kids and you a woman still lay down with him, you're disgusting. You're disgusting because he has 6 or 7 kids and he didn't marry nobody. None of them. None.
Mm,
He might as well be a 52 deck card and see what the
mm.
probability is. But you still laying down because he gonna be different from you. Girl, shush up. He ain't had no job yesterday, tomorrow, or in the near future. And you trying to bed him down so you can have a baby. So because you want to have a baby while you young and you want to have a baby so you can grow up. But you want to have this baby while you're young and you can't take him to Disney World because you ain't got no money. You can't take him on Disney cruise because you ain't got no money, but you want to grow up with them so y'all can wear matching outfits and go to Jenny's and put all them bows in their head. Girl, don't get me started because my pressure. That bothers me so much. And never ever do they ever talk about, oh yeah, because so and so had a baby and then we can raise our children together. They be friends. What kind of madness is that? You ain't got no money for Sylvan Learning. The child is in the third grade reading on a zero grade level. You ain't got no money for an enrichment camp in the summer. You giving them juice boxes. All that sugar ain't made no meal since Jesus came back. And yet you talking about you want a child. You want a child so you can dress them up. What is that? And so you can get them their hair braided at 1 years old and get cornrows and then want to know why when they 19 they ain't got no edges
No
or put
edges,
perms in
right?
no edges or put perms in their hair and wonder why their fertility is messed up because you get all those chemicals. I don't have time for that. Them people, they be making me upset. They be making me, and then they try to sexualize their children by wearing the provocatively dressed 3, 4, 5, 6 year old tummy out, trying to do a padded bra on the children, trying to tell them, yeah, stick your butt out, and then taking pictures and posting it on the internet because you think that's cute, and you want to know why trafficking is at a whole all-time high. Girl, don't be messing with me about that. What did Anthony say?
Anthony said, with good sex comes responsibility. Condoms still work. Condoms may even protect you from those demons. Miss Montgomery said she like your blouse.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Mo, wholeheartedly, 100%. I was trying to pull up something for us, Mo, but real quick, prayers and thoughts are with the city of Los Angeles in regards to the ICE raids that's going on down there. Y'all heard about Wig, the Orange Wig, and what he did. Activated the National Guard to go out there and quote unquote handle the situation out there for those people protesting. It did get out of hand when they did show up or whatever. They started burning up cars and stuff like that and all this kind of stuff. Okay, that's fine. Do what you need to do. I saw yesterday that a judge did revoke that and state that that was unconstitutional. The president of the United States does not have the kind of power. Those are powers to be for that state. And so hopefully they'll be moving them out of there shortly. Also, the governor in Missouri did ask for the National Guard because those is starting to show that now that these protests are breaking out across the country. And so now what's happening is that the governor of Missouri did ask for the National Guard, but only for security precautions to make sure that the people can protest peacefully. And so, listen, y'all gonna go on out there and protest. Now y'all do that. Now if y'all looking for people, more so people that are our hue and stuff like that, we ain't coming out there. We've been doing it for a minute, and maybe we should be out there a little bit more on some other issues and stuff like that. But I just think that a lot of black people are kind of tired of that right now. Till something else new pop up. Now you let some cop kill unalive a child, that color, unalive one of these colors or whatever, and you'll see us out there probably. But I just don't understand, why y'all looking for us when y'all put them in there.
Well, 92%. I'm part of the 92% of black women who supported Ms. Harris, and no one cares. See, remember when Cesar Chavez was trying to unite the Chicanos in the labor movement, and Dr. Martin Luther King said, "Let's meet." He said, Cesar Chavez said, "We don't have the same problems." Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So on Cesar Chavez's head, he didn't want to meet with Martin Luther King, never did meet with him, said they didn't have the same concerns or worries. So, okay, Cesar Chavez, may you rest in peace. And may your people who still picking watermelons and cherries and berries, may they do what they do. Um, I can prove that I've been here for at least 200 years through not ancestry.com, but through the slave records. So we've been here.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all don't care about us. Y'all don't like us. And it's okay. It's okay. But I'm part of the 92%. I'm sitting out. I'm not singing We Shall Overcome. I'm not holding your hands. I'm not marching. Y'all gonna have to take that up.
Absolutely.
Y'all gotta take that
Uh,
up because you see, y'all still, you can change your name from Martinez to Martin, and they'll still accept you because you're still white. They won't accept me.
Ms. Montgomery said, I'm near downtown Dallas, and they've been protesting here all week. There ain't no National Guard here, but hell, DPD is barely patrolling there. Well, yes, because Dallas Police Department, I believe, if I'm right on my numbers, they may be about 26% of the police force. And so some of them you be like, no, we're not doing all that because there are some military people or military soldiers. Thank you so much for your service. They're refusing to do this because they understand that hey, these are our people, and I'm not going to do that. But Mo, I found the video real quick. Y'all do know that there's a new boycott going on. It's Uber is being boycotted at this particular time. I got the video. I'm gonna play the video real quick here. Mo, I got it queued up and I got it ready too. And the audio is on, Mo. And I want y'all to take a look at this real quickly. And y'all let me know what y'all think. Here it is, Mo. Check it out. Oh, wait a minute. That is not it. Skip
Lord
that.
have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have
To
Here it
mercy.
is,
encourage
Mo.
everyone. And that's why
Did you
Uber
make
is
this?
so proud to support this bill, which also includes benefits for millions of Uber drivers and couriers in the form of no tax on tips. Mr. President, our earners are grateful for your support.
Thank you very much. Right. What a great job. When you think we're doing a lot of work on Iran right now, and
Yes.
I see that what you just said, you came here and they took it
Absolutely.
all away from you and you started and you've become one of the biggest anywhere in the world. What a great story that is.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Congratulations.
And we wish you
Amazing.
all the success there.
Thank you very much. We'll need it. We're going to need it for that. That's it.
They're tough negotiators.
They're great negotiators,
Yes.
among the best. Look at
Yes.
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right. So just in case if y'all don't know what that
I
is
don't
or whatever.
understand. I thought you were talking about Uber and no tax on tips. Why is he talking about Iran?
Well, bless his heart. Bless his heart. Um, 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 so Uber is now on the boycott list, and over so far 3 million people have deleted and unsubscribed to Uber. Uber
Why are they on the
does
boycott list?
well because they are now in agreement with the actual MAGA regulations and laws that Trump is trying to put in place that's going to cut federal funding. And what happens is that is supposed Uber supposed to be, again, one of the ones like Target that is supposed to be all inclusive with everything that you have going on. And so now Uber drivers are experiencing delays in their apps. They're not getting any rides. People are no longer, or a lot of people are no longer taking Ubers. And that does go for Instacart and Postmates or whatever it is. So if you are an Instacart person and if you are looking to go ahead and you got to shop and do what you need to do, and if you're having an issue or whatever, that's probably what's going on, is that a lot of people are no longer using those services. And I just want to, the CEO of Uber is going to find out real quick what's going to happen. And so they're starting to see some differences already. Let's see. Anthony says driving Uber pays my house note in Houston. Some thought should be put in these protests. You're hurting the little person.
Yeah, that's true. See, I didn't understand why Uber was being boycotted, but hey, you know what? I think the next boycott should be Palmolive, so that's like Tide and stuff. That'll be so good, or Procter and Gamble, where we can really hurt them, because Target is feeling it, even though Target said it wasn't about the protest. And oftentimes I'll go, because oh gosh, I'll go to Best Buy, which is right next to the Target in Cedar Hill, right? And
Hmm.
I'll see the black people who are going in, and I'm just gonna say it like this: the black people who are going into Target now were once going to Family Dollar. That's all I'm gonna say. But I give them side eye. I'd be like, "Oh, you going into Target?" And then one time I took my daughter into Target. She said, "I thought we didn't go to Target." I said, "I got to see who in here. What black people in here? Cause they wrong." And then when I find out, it's mostly the colored people,
Mostly the color folk, Mo.
mostly the colored folk. But that's all right. I'm let the colored folk be. I'm gonna let the colored folk be colored.
Yeah, and so yeah, so Uber is supposed to be is next on the boycott list. I don't know if Pastor Jamal Bryant's going to say anything about Uber, but we'll see because I'm sure he got the memo, and I'm sure he's going to be saying something in just a minute about it. Because
Does his, aside, Pastor Jamal Bryant, does his wife know?
about what, Mo? I'm not doing this with you.
It's like that man on Chrisley Knows Best. Does his wife know?
Mo, stop. Okay, we not happy Pride. Happy Pride. Happy
Pastor Jamal Bryant, does your wife know?
Happy Pride. Anthony said again with the Target boycott, you are hurting black businesses.
Anthony, we were hurting black businesses, but now we have the link directly. Like the good they vegetables. It's a can. It's all black company. Good vegetables. GOODE vegetables. Thank you very much. And they were being. They did have them in Targets across America, but now we go directly to the website and we order them, and it comes through via Amazon or logistically. Now they're working on that, but we have to stand up for something, or we'll fall for everything. We had to start with Target because they tried us. They were
Yeah,
like Tamar. They were like Tamar being a Muppet. You know, when Tamar said that Lonnie Love had a big black back Cadillac, she was being hurtful and mean, and she tried it. And even though Tamar doesn't have any edges, even though Tamar, even though Tamar doesn't have any edges, and even though Tamar is not a singer or a dancer, and we know she's not a reader, but yeah, she's not a reader.
damn it.
She can't
Oh,
read. Her sister said she was on the short bus and in the special classes. Her own sister, that was her own blood. But Target tried it. Target said we would invest in you, black women. We would invest in you, black companies. And then Trump got in office, and then Target said, "No, we're gonna take it all back." And then we said, "We're gonna take our money back."
Anthony said Jamal Bryant has been delivered, but who made Pastor Brian MLK? You know, somebody got to do it, Anthony. Now listen, I ain't got nothing to do with this.
Well, they tried to
Um,
make it. They tried to make it. What's the man who has the who lost all the weight and got his hair slicked back like James Brown? Sharpton. Target went to Al Sharpton, and I was like, who gave Who passed the baton to Sharpton? No. Mm.
anybody that's out there that's fighting the fight. Jasmine Crockett. Jamal Bryant. What's his name? The one that got his show that they fired him on. What's his name?
Which
He
one?
have his own show. He a chubby dude too. They got the bald spot right here. What's his
Oh, Roland
name?
Martin.
Roland Martin. Yeah, him. We need people out there. To go ahead and do what they need to do because we just all over the place.
But you know what? We're not monolithic. So just like the Hispanic or Spanish speaking people, you got the ones from Central America, South America, and North America, which is in Mexico. They don't all think alike. The Cuban food is different from Mexican food, different from Guatemalan food. They're different. People are different. You got to be okay with it. People are different, and all blacks are not alike. Like we are not alike. We're not alike. But what I want America to understand, and what I want America to listen to, is when listen to what Black America is not saying.
There you go, Mo. Somebody had to say it. Listen to what we ain't saying.
Well, listen to what we ain't saying. When we're animated, we're trying to get your attention. We're trying to tell you. We're trying to engage. But when we shut it down,
That's
as
it.
target, as target, as target.
Mo, we
So,
been on. Oh
well,
no, go ahead,
oops.
Mo. No, go ahead.
No,
No, go ahead.
no, I'm just saying because we're tired. Fannie Lou Hammer said it best. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you've got the unmitigated gall to say that we're DEI hires because we're black women, and you got Boebert there who just passed her GED, just passed it.
Let my people go.
Right. Yeah. You talking about DEI must die. Okay. Yeah, I got your DEI must die. And
Right.
but you're saying black women who have the per capita, who have more degrees than any other race, you trying to tell me that we're not worthy. Okay then.
And
Well, you ain't worthy. As I spent $599 at Costco just day before yesterday.
Anthony said, "What does Target need to do to rectify the issue?"
Anthony, I rarely cuss. Listen to me when I say, and Target, come here. Come here. Listen to me when I say, not a MF thing. It's done. It's over.
Mo, you already know what's gonna happen, Mo. The
What,
same
they gonna bring
thing.
back Kmart?
They gonna have a big price reduction on Black Friday,
Okay.
and they're gonna draw all us in now. That's
Cutie,
what they're gonna do.
cutie. Let me show you. See, I still have the Target app because I'm colored. And what I did was, so yeah, the other day went to Costco, 5.99. So what I did is I scanned it, sent it to Target. Sure did. And they send us. They got like 35% off on this. Use a coupon. This. Use a coupon. No, 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 and no. You can call me the N word all day long, but I am not going to give you my dollar to call me the N word. So tell Target to keep kicking rocks. Have a nice day, and put that bullseye somewhere else.
There you go. Yeah, put it back on the white dog. That's what you do. The little white dog that used to have running around there with the little target thing
Yeah,
on his eye.
yeah.
Yeah, put it on him. That's what you
Put
do.
on him because you're not gonna put on us.
Absolutely. Mo, it's been an hour three. It was a great
Oh,
show, Mo. I enjoyed it. I hope Hendrix is feeling good. I'm gonna call and
okay.
check on him, but probably he probably couldn't get no reception. That may be what that is. Because when you rich, and it went by regional, by countries, by coastal, whatever you want to call
Well,
it. You can't get to him.
well, that signal on the yacht is not very good. It depends on how far he is from the coast. So if he's like in the middle of the ocean, he can't get a good signal there, but he'll be all right.
That's what rich people do. And when
I
we
wouldn't
we
know. I wouldn't know.
me either.
I
Sure.
got to go to the library to make my color copies. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go, Mo. And he
I don't
got
know.
color copies all on the damn boat. That's what I'm saying. So, but everybody, thank you so much for joining the show. Remember, on tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m., we're going to do a special Devil and His Advocates Father's Day edition. It's going to be awesome.
I hope y'all be nice. Just be nice, please.
We're gonna be nice a little bit, but one thing we're gonna talk about on tomorrow is we're gonna be talking about y'all church people a little bit, but we're gonna be talking about what Dietrich Haddon said. And he said that the gospel music industry needs a complete overhaul.
He was
Af-
right.
Mo,
He
you
was
know what?
right.
I'm gonna say this, Mo. I'm gonna say this, and I'm laughing but the only reason why Dietrich is doing that, Mo, is because he don't like Kurt Franklin.
Well, he also don't like Glorilla. She won an award.
Yeah, she won the Bobby
Look,
Jones
look. Kirk
award.
Franklin don't like Kirk Franklin. Come on now.
Let me see. Okay, Anthony said, "What's going to happen? This will blow over, and we will forgive them as usual. We are very
No.
forgiving."
Mm-mm. See, Anthony. Yes, once upon a time we would, but what they did, it was a trifecta. You said a black woman wasn't good enough, even though she was married to a Jew. I'm gonna leave that alone. You said a black woman wasn't good enough to run the country because she was a black woman and her parents were immigrants. And the fact that she went to a black school and she really wasn't black. Okay, that was one. We could take that. Then you said, Anthony, that we as women didn't matter in Target as vendors. Okay, we can take that because but then you said our money didn't matter. Now you said we didn't matter as vendors like Tabitha Brown and them. Okay, okay, but then you said our money didn't matter. You see, one thing black women do, even the ones who probably mismanage their money, and that's why they should go to whengoodpeoplehavebadcredit.net to purchase the workbook to be better money managers. Whengoodpeoplehavebadcredit.net. But one thing is, Anthony, is that the women who started, initiated, and continue this boycott, they are 40 plus. And when you're in your 30s, your 20s, you're trying to people please. But when you hit that 40, 41, we hit that I wish us somebody would. We're not gonna forget. We're tired. We're tired. And we're the 92% and we're watching Scandal and we're staying out of this. And so no longer are we going to be like that old trope in those movies where the black woman comes to the white woman's and say, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. No, no more. No more. No more. We gonna make our collard greens. We're gonna use our pot liquor. We're gonna cause see we know how to cook because we over a certain age. We're gonna have our biscuits. We're gonna have our beans and our rice, and we just won't be able to go out to eat. And we won't be able to purchase as many homes, and we won't be able to get as many degrees. But we're out. We're sitting this one out. We're sitting this one out because we have children and grandchildren, and we don't want them to have to shuffle and drive, and we don't want to have to have a handout for people. Please help me, sir. No, 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 no. You're gonna go back to your grandmama's house. You're gonna live in that 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and we're gonna call it that.
Absolutely. Miss Montgomery say the 40 plus women don't give a F.
We don't.
Absolutely. Don't
No.
give
So
a F.
Anthony, that's why we're not going to be that forgiving. And most importantly, what really hurts is that we're 92%, and the 8% of black men went with him. Went with him. And like on my after the election, the day after election, I wrote a post. I gotta find it. I wrote a post, and it was a post to the black women who had come before us. And I said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry we let you down. I'm sorry that we did not get the vote out. I'm sorry that they chose him over us. And I just had to apologize to the men and women who are dead, men and women who came before us, that we failed them somehow. And we won't fail them again on God and everything that's holy. We will not fail them again. See, because we, the ones who are 40, 50, and older, we wouldn't have been good slaves. And the
No.
reason why is because we would have died, but we would have took one or two out with us. And so we don't care now. We don't care. We're not smiling. We're not shucking. We're not jiving. We're not walking off the sidewalk when y'all walk toward us. You have on a red hat that says MAGA, and you say something to us, you're going to get your feelings hurt. We're going to have the cameras out. We have the glasses already to record so we can have it as evidence. We are not the ones or the twos. We're not, it's not, not tomorrow, not today. And Anthony, that's why I can say this with my whole soul. We will not go back to Target. We do not care. And for the 8% of black men who didn't stand with us to elect her, we will never forget. That's why when the Jews are asking us, what are we doing? We sitting over here. Because y'all didn't come with us. 92% of the black women, 8% of the black men said no, but 92% of the black women said yes. And now we're finding out that, of course, what we already knew, that the votes were wrong, that they didn't count the votes. But we knew that. but we couldn't
Hmm.
take it on like them whiny people because we're not whiners. We're strong women. There's nothing wrong with being strong women, and we will forever be strong women. We'll be strong women standing on the grave or in the grave, and that's on God and all His mighty.
And there you go, Anthony. Miss Montgomery said facts. Master would have had a little extra seasoning in his food messing with me. I mean, hey, listen. Okay, Mo, we've been on hour 10. What encouraging words do you have for the people today on this weekend for Father's Day and all that good stuff?
It's Father's Day weekend. Celebrate these men. Celebrate these uncles who show up and show out. Celebrate these grandfathers who, at the age of 70s, is raising 10-year-olds. Celebrate the brothers who come in and talk about, you're not wearing this, you're wearing this suit, and take the tag off the outside of the suit. Celebrate those men because without them, we wouldn't be where we are. Because them men are hardworking, loving men, and we're just excited. So celebrate. It's Father's Day.
Absolutely, Mo. And if I had to give anybody any encouraging words on today, I concur with Mo says celebrate your fathers, your bonus fathers, not your stepfathers, but your bonus fathers, who are doing the darn thing with you, and get them a little bit more something useful this year. Not just a shirt or not just a tie or something, but buy that man, something. Go help him get a massage or something. He done been working all week. You know, give them breakfast in bed or something if you can't afford to do something like that. Take care of your men folk, and celebrate them, in this Father's Day season. And so Mo, that's all we got for the day. Again, tomorrow night on at 6:30 p.m. Devlin's Advocate will we be in the house for a special Father's Day show. It's gonna be awesome. Myself and Big E, we're gonna be on the wire. I think he on a rant again. I'm not really sure what that's about. All I want to know is that is he gonna be ready for the rent that's coming up? And so I mean, well, am I gonna be ready for the rent that's coming up? And so I just want to say, thank y'all so much for watching. We appreciate that. Hey Titan, good morning. He said, yes, celebrate your chosen family fathers. Absolutely.
Yes,
Hey
yes.
Cassie, I'm tardy as F. That's okay, Cassie, because tomorrow night at 6:30 we will be on the wire and it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. Absolutely. Celebrate your fathers, on tomorrow and and do better, by just getting them a shirt and some tie and stuff like that. Yeah, you gotta catch the recap, Cassie. Catch the recap. We talked about these, some of these women and how they be doing these fathers and the child support and all that kind of stuff. And that's a married woman right there. That's a married woman, and she got a good testimony for the saints. She got a good testimony. But yeah, we're gonna jump off again. Thank y'all so much for watching. We appreciate that. We're gonna catch y'all on the flip side. We'll catch you tomorrow night. For those of you that I've been sending the links to, y'all just jump on because I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but YouTube loves us now. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll take the love from YouTube. I'm completely fine with that. Matter of fact, I'm even thinking about just us going on YouTube and just going live on YouTube and Twitter. I'm with that. We could do that too. So we appreciate that. We'll see y'all in a minute. God bless you. Peace out.